Hi. I've been wanting to do these, a video chat for a while now. Not a video chat, I'm sorry, a vlog for a while now. I just, I wasn't sure what I wanted to talk about because obviously I have a lot to say. I just don't know. I wasn't sure, I wasn't sure about the whole process, but here I am. So, first off, I want to say I don't know if this is going to make a difference, in someone's life, or reach anybody, in particular. But I hope that it does because, I'm the type of person, I understand what it means to be in solitude and to be separated and to be lonely and to feel like the world is against you. And it was kind of hard for me to live, day to day in a world that couldn't see me. I felt invisible, I felt unlovable, I felt angry and hurt and emotional and shy and quiet. And I feel like there's a lot of people like me out there suffering. And I just want to be the one to say, if I made it, then you can make it. And we can continue to make it, together. Vlogging, actually, a guy on YouTube who goes by the name of Infinite Waters, I believe his real name is Ralph Smart. His videos really saved my life. It really helped me to kind of change my perspective, on life and the things that I went through and the things that I still go through to this day. And when I am just lost and just, out there lonely and vulnerable, I pull up one of his videos and I'm okay, I'm okay. I'm gonna figure out how to make this work, out. And but a lot of people aren't where he is. And I just want you guys, whoever watches this video, to meet me where I am. And this is where I am. I still go through these phases. And matter of fact, today I went through one. I was talking to this guy that I had met, on this this like chat site. I don't know, I was scrolling through Facebook and it popped up and it said something about meet new people. And I was going through the process where I had started losing friends and I was feeling alone, and I felt like I needed more people to surround me and care about me, and like-minded individuals that would I could confide in and that would be there for me. And so I figured, why not? And if I so happen to meet somebody that I actually like, and have interest, it could be, we could make it, whatever was to come out of it. So I go on this site and like, oh my God, like 200 people message me just that one day. And I'm like in overload mode, like my head is kind of like spinning because I'm like, I can't message all of these people back. So I'm choosing, and most of them were like over 30. I'm like, guy, really? You're like 65. You're like my dad's age. Why are you? But anyway, I was even messaging guys that I weren't, necessarily attracted to right away, because a lot of people believe if you see the face, if you see the body, you can't see the heart or the soul. So I kind of wanted to get to know them on a deeper level and not just judge them by their appearance. And a lot of guys that are attractive, they're just assholes. I mean, there's just no way around it. So some of the guys were just asking me, you know, one guy literally asked me if he could rub my feet and feed me grapes. And I'm like, we just met on the... But anyway, so I meet this guy and we're chatting. Close the door, please. Close the door. So I meet this guy, you know, and we're chatting for a minute, and he's really, he came off really respectful, and you know, we just kind of chatted, and I didn't really expect anything to come of it. But we exchanged numbers, and so he called me, and it was pretty cool. You know, it was pretty cool to hear from him and just hear about him, and I liked the way that he spoke. I liked the way that he spoke about it, just his voice and the words that he used, you know, and he seemed really genuine. And so I had exchanged numbers with a couple of other guys, but I was kind of in overload. I really didn't want to have my phone in my hand 24/7 texting people, and some of them just kind of gradually went to the back burner, you know, like I can't text everybody. But so we talked for a long time, and I'm feeling this dude. I don't know why, but I was feeling him. And so we talked, I think that night when he got home from work, because he was at work when we talked the first time. I think we talked that night when he got home from work, and the day after, and the day after that. And, you know, we watched movies on the phone together, and we talked, and I got nervous because I'm thinking to myself, I like him, you know, and he just keeps expressing his emotions to me in a manner in which I'm not used to. You know, the guys that I've dealt with, they haven't been the most emotional guys, you know, they don't really. And he said the same thing, you know, I'm not really emotional, you know, but he was. It's just the way that he was able to express himself and tell me how he felt, which really, I think, intrigued me, because a lot of guys are just assholes, and he wasn't. But anyway, I'm making this longer than what I need to. Excuse me. But anyway, like, we actually stopped talking because I was just, you know, I still had my insecurities, and I was just unsure about him. And the way that he kept expressing himself to me kind of had me nervous, because he was potentially somebody that I could really fall for and give my heart to, and really quickly too. Like, you know, sometimes I'm really smart about these things, and especially having gone through what I've been through, you kind of, in the back of your head, is this voice that's telling you, be smart, you know, be smart about this. Like, you can't fall in love within a couple of days. But he made it seem like he fell in love with me the moment that he saw my picture. And I'm so emotional, you know, I'm so emotionally in tune with love, where there's like a possibility, I'm all for it, you know. But at the same time, I'm kind of trying to protect myself. So it was, half the time I was trying to breathe, and the other half I'm like, just let go and just, care. Care. It's okay to care. It's okay to take a chance. And so, my walls kind of fell. But we ended up stopped talking because he, one night I couldn't get in touch with him, and like we didn't talk at all for 2 days. And to go from talking every day, for the past 3, 4, 5, I don't even know, 6 days, and then nothing at all for 2 days. Like, you can't send me a text message and tell me what's going on. It kind of, it's like my alarm was going off. It's like something is wrong, something's going on. I don't like to be ignored, and so at this point, I'm ready to let go, because I don't want to be back in this position. Not knowing where I stand. I feel like if you're talking to somebody, they should at least know where you stand, even if you decide to be done with it or whatever. Just communicate that to me. I'm an adult. That's something that I can understand. Even if I don't understand, it's something that I can respect, right? So we stopped talking. I just told him bye, literally in a text message, just bye, because I felt like I was at the point where I couldn't afford to give any more of my genuine emotions to this guy. And I kept saying he's a stranger and you can't really like him, blase blase. But in the couple of days that we didn't talk, I missed him. I didn't want him to know that, but I did. I missed him because nobody else talked to me the way that he did. Nobody else communicated with me. Nobody else resonated with me. And I know that he was broken because I attract broken people. So he told me he had, a therapist that he had been talking to since he was younger, 19 or so. And so I just know that there's something deeper to him. I know that there's some hurt and some pain and some scars, and that kind of pulled me in even the more, because I resonate with people like that. And at this point, I just wanted to love him, right? Like crazy. So we started back talking. He actually asked me to come back. He texted me and he said, "Come back, please. I miss you." And I didn't go anywhere. I didn't even think he went anywhere. I honestly just didn't think he was the type of person to just disappear. I just knew that there was something deeper going on, and I wanted to be there for him. So I just kind of saying bye. Yes, I was angry, but it was kind of my way of giving him space. And somehow I knew he understood that I was giving him space. And I'm like, I'm here. I didn't go anywhere, whatever. And so we pick it back up, only for the same thing to start happening again. And they say there's no ego in love. He confessed his love for me. He told me he loved me, and he told me I wasn't going to talk him out of it, because I said, "You don't even know me to love me." And he said, "Yes, I do know you." And all day long he was sending me these messages. He would send me these like poem things. They were like poems, but they were just like paragraphs, like long paragraphs, and they were all like really sweet, and they were all basically saying, you can trust me, you can give me your heart, I'm giving you my heart, fuck your past, I'm here for you now, and all of these things that made me want to embark on something more with him. And I had feelings that we were connected, but I wasn't gonna put a label on it just yet and say, oh, well, I love you, I love you too, because I wasn't quite sure. And I'm not even sure now. I know that I really liked him, much deeper than I think a lot of any of the other guys that I've fooled with, not dated, necessarily for a long period of time, but he just did things with me that even the people I dated wouldn't do. I dated a guy for 4 years, another one 5, and they never wanted to watch romance movies with me. Like, I love romance movies, and I'm like, how selfless, is that, to, even if you don't like romance movies, to watch them, with the person you're dating, the person that you're saying you care about. So he would do those things with me, and I watched his favorite movie also. And at first I just thought it was like this corny karate movie, but it had some touching moments, and that kind of let me into his world as a person. But at the end of it, like I was saying, I try to tell myself there's no ego in love, or potential love. Let's say that there's no ego. So what I really wanted to do was not just let go, but try to speak my mind and tell him, how I was feeling. And so what I ended up doing was calling him 3 times in a row, and he didn't answer the first time, and I just hung up. And then I thought, okay, I'm gonna try again, and if he don't answer this time, I'm gonna leave a message, okay? And then he didn't answer the second time, and I'm like, I kind of froze, and I'm like, I don't even know what to say. Like, I have so much to say that I don't know what to say. And I hung up again, and I thought, you know what? I have something to say, And, I did it the 3rd time, and at this point, I'm thinking, with anybody else, I would have said, okay, this is completely fucking nuts. Like, why would you call 3 times in a row? Y'all not even in a relationship. Y'all just met, But, he just made me feel like I could do that and not feel nuts about it. If you know what I mean. If you've ever, dated somebody. He was somebody I feel like I could trust, because he told me, I'm not just gonna up and disappear. I'm not going to abandon you. And I fell into his little trap, and I know better. Oh my God, like, I done been through some shit. Like, I know better. So, well, apparently not. But he sent me a text, and he was like, just, it's not gonna work, bye. And I'm just like, what? Like, what? Like, I didn't understand. Like, and it tore a piece of me. It tore a piece of me, because he talked up this real big game, and I believe every second of it, every single word down to the T. Okay, and it just, I just want to say this too. Be careful. Be careful of who you hurt, of who you tell these things to, because anybody could be like this close to just being done with life, and you never know what your words can do to someone. I've had my heart broken. I've broken hearts, and I still feel guilt, I say forgive yourself. I try to tell people forgive yourself, because a lot of times when you forgive other people, you don't include yourself. And so you're holding yourself constantly accountable for someone else's feelings when they could have possibly moved on with their life, and you're mad at yourself, keeping yourself bound. And so, sorry. And so, you have to learn to forgive yourself. You deserve it. We've all done wrong. We've all made mistakes, but you have to forgive yourself too. So, I don't know. I mean, I asked him, well, can you at least tell me why? I just want some understanding as to, what happened, what's going on, because I really thought, he could be going through something, and I wanted to be there. I genuinely wanted to be there for him, and I kind of didn't know how. I didn't know how to approach him. I felt like I was being ignored and pushed aside, and it made me feel lonelier than before, especially with someone that I feel like now, I can confide in you and I can expect you to be there, and you told me you love me. Like, how can you just say, oh, it's not gonna work, bye, even though I did it, yeah, I did it too, but I don't know. It did something to me. It broke a piece of my heart. It made me not want to love. Made me not want to love again. I mean, this is not the first person that's just disappeared out of my life or just ignored me or, put me on the back burner. And it's starting to become like a trend in my life. And I'm just looking around like I do so much to gather my peace, so that I could live a more positive life, because I was much worse off than I am now. Not saying that I'm worse off, but I was, it was much worse for me mentally, so I do so much to kind of gather this peace about myself. And, guys, you don't even know, you don't know, but, it broke a piece of me, and somehow this inspired me to create this video. I just want people out there to know that other people go through what you go through, and I feel really foolish about it, because I did fall for him, and I could see myself with him, even though, he lived states away, which was even more barbaric for me, but I try not to put limits on myself, because you never know where the person, what state your soulmate lives in. You don't know what kind of people you're going to meet. And, I'm the type of person where, I can't, travel the world right now. I can't, go out and be a part of society right now. I have responsibilities. I have things that I'm constantly trying to do, to secure me and my kids. So it gets intense and it gets hard, and it made me feel good to have him to lean on, because I felt like I could trust him, and he just shat on me and ran, like literally. And so I just wanted to release that, with someone, with you guys, so it wouldn't be so trapped up in my mind all day. But I danced it off, earlier today, and I feel a lot better than I did because I was vulnerable and I was in a state of shock, and I just wanted to say fuck it and just be this whole other person, with no regards to love. Like I get sick of it sometimes. I get sick of the idea of it because for so long I wanted it. And it's so devastating every time you feel like you have a shot at it and then it just ups and leaves. It just nothing, no explanation, no nothing. It just gone, just bye, And like I said, I can respect a man that can honestly put his feelings out there. And I thought this was the person, because he kept wanting me to come to him and talk to him about things. I'm like, okay, you do the same. You come to me and talk to me about whatever, feelings or emotions that you're having or going through. I don't want you to feel like you have to be macho and you never go through anything. You never need me. This is what I'm here for. I want to be here for these things. Don't make decisions on my behalf. You don't know if, I want to be there for you. So don't, but I need to learn some lessons, and I still have lessons to learn, and I just, I don't want to be closed off to love. I don't. I honestly want to welcome it with open arms, but sometimes it's like out of my control. It's like once you get hurt, it just closes up. Like what is it? The Venus fly trap flower, whatever it is, and you touch it and it just closes up. That's how my heart and my soul does. When I get hurt, it's an instinct for me. Like, it's so common. Why? But it's so common that it just, and I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be shut off to love because I don't want to miss it. When it comes around, I want to recognize it, and I want to know to continue to take, chances on love, because that's what I'm about. I'm about love. I've been about love, all my life. It's all I've really wanted since a child, since I was, young enough to know what it was, because all I had felt was a lack of it. And I wanted to know what the real thing felt like. So it's kind of like a mission for love. And I started writing this blog, and it's called Winged Love. And I want to tell you guys more of my stories. I love to write, but it's something I just wanted to, get on here and do a face-to-face thing. Like I said, it's my first video. So please don't judge me. I'm not going to judge you. I wish you abundant love, abundant peace, and I hope that you find it, and I hope that you recognize that everything you want is living inside of you. You just have to let it out. So I'm tired of being closed up. I want this to teach me a good lesson I need to learn, and I wanted to restore my faith back in love. So I help you guys help me out. This is my first video. It's going on about 30 minutes or so. So I think that's long enough. I think that's long enough. We all have things, we have to do. But I just want to tell my story and give you a little bit of inspiration. It's not over. It's not over, and you can have the kind of love that keeps you high, you know. And even though I haven't found it, I haven't lost faith in it. So I'm Jessica. My name is Jessica. I think this blog is going to be called Winged Love. I think that's what I'm going to name it. Just, it keeps, playing back and forth in my mind. So until next time, guys. Oh, and look into chakras. Look into balancing your chakras, specifically the heart chakra, which is color green, my favorite color, ironically. And just look into it, because balancing your chakras really helps to balance your life and your spirituality. I'm not sure if you guys are religious or spiritual, but I don't have labels. I don't put labels on myself. I don't put limits on myself. But I respect everyone that has chosen, what it is they want to do with their lives, or if they want to practice a religion. But everybody speaks a language of love, regardless of your religion or spirituality, your skin color. Love. Love is my religion. So, until next time, guys, look into your chakras, balance yourselves, and love is coming. You just have to be prepared for it. You have to have a place for it to dwell. And if you don't release all of that toxic energy and all of the things that have built up over the years, you're not going to have a place for it. You have to create a mentality and a space for the love that you want. So this is my release for today. I pray that you guys release at home. And until next time, peace.